Yeah, so I was going to talk about the Celtics Cavaliers Game 3 game, but Celtics didn't show up, so I'm not going to talk about that. Yankees avenged their Friday night loss against my most hated team, the Kansas City Royals. Yankees did not play very well Friday night, and then Saturday they came in, they showed up, had a nice couple home runs, so that was pretty good on their part. I don't really consider it a sport, but Kevin Harvick won another race in NASCAR, although this was the All-Star race, but he won that, so I mean, this has been a really dominant season for Kevin Harvick in NASCAR racing. It's just whatever his Stewart-Haas racing team is doing, it's just fantastic. NASCAR has been getting weird with rules lately. Got all this new weird technology that's kind of pretty cool. It just like sort of scans the entire car and be like, oh, no, that lug nut, it's a 16th of a turn, not all the way. I mean, you lose all your points. The Yankees, you got Sonny Gray, and he is not the pitcher the Yankees were hoping to have at the end of last season when they traded a bunch of players away. And I mean, I guess he's been doing better with Austin Romine behind the plate. I guess some pitchers and catchers just have like a better connection. Speaking of rotations, the Tampa Bay Rays, they're going to start, apparently they're going to try a new thing. Because they were doing the 4-pitcher thing. They were going to then have a bullpen day where they just pitch a bullpen for the entire game. But now what they want to do is start a reliever for the first sort of inning or two, get through like the heart of a lineup, and then have a scheduled starter come in maybe the second or third inning, and then go a little bit longer in the game there, because they always say like once you get to the third time through the order, like batting averages rise up, you start to get hit a little harder, and you see that in Tanaka all the time. It's interesting because they might actually be onto something. You get the specialist in there, and they boom, 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 you knock them out, and I'm kind of intrigued to see if this sort of like sets up something in the future, and how this is gonna like go to like starts and whatnot. Because like a lot of times with contracts, you have things where you play this X number amount of games, you start this many number of games, you get this much amount of money. I think it's gonna be really interesting to see what the Rays end up doing, and if this blossoms into something else. Maybe not necessarily this year, but maybe in a couple of years when you see this coming through, and especially maybe in the playoffs. I think that'll be something interesting to do, because if you're not getting through that order a third time, it's better for the pitcher. The batters aren't seeing everything that day. Yeah, like I said, Tanaka always does. He starts off like really strong for the first like 4 or 5 innings, then he gets to that like 5th, 6th inning, and then he gets those runs in. That's because they finally sort of figured him out through the day, and now you just sort of have this. And I think if you can get Tanaka to skip the first like inning or two, then that just like brings them sort of sailing. I think it's interesting. So props to the Rays for, I guess, trying to tank but in a creative way. I mean, it's what it is. So I don't know what your thoughts are on this. Just let me know. All right, I will see you on Thursday. Oh, also, the New York Rangers, apparently they're supposed to be hiring the Boston University hockey coach. I'm not really sure how that's going to work out. I mean, he seems to have a decent track record, but I don't know, we'll have to see. But Vigneault will be missed. See ya.